William Westmoreland was a prominent American general whose career is most closely associated with the Vietnam War, a conflict that shaped his legacy in both the United States and abroad. Born on March 26, 1914, in Spartanburg County, South Carolina, Westmoreland demonstrated early leadership qualities that earned him a place at the United States Military Academy at West Point, where he graduated in 1936. Following his commissioning as an artillery officer, he quickly proved himself as an effective and ambitious leader, earning key assignments during World War II. His wartime service saw him rise rapidly through the ranks as he led troops in critical campaigns across North Africa and Europe. After the war, he continued to hold high-profile positions, including as a divisional commander during the Korean War, solidifying his reputation as a modernizer and strategist. Westmoreland's tenure as commander of U.S. forces in Vietnam from 1964 to 1968 was the defining period of his career. Tasked with leading the military effort to defend South Vietnam against the communist forces of North Vietnam and the Viet Cong, Westmoreland embraced a strategy of attrition. This approach aimed to wear down the enemy through superior firepower, heavy bombing campaigns, and large-scale ground operations. He oversaw key operations such as Operation Rolling Thunder, a prolonged aerial bombardment campaign intended to cripple North Vietnam's industrial and military capabilities. On the ground, he orchestrated search-and-destroy missions, designed to seek out and eliminate enemy forces in rural areas and jungle terrain, often involving large troop deployments and extensive use of helicopters for mobility. Under Westmoreland's leadership, U.S. troop levels in Vietnam dramatically increased, rising from about 16,000 advisors when he took command to over 500,000 by the peak of American involvement in 1968. Despite these efforts, the nature of the conflict posed immense challenges. The Viet Cong and North Vietnamese forces employed guerrilla tactics, blending into the civilian population and utilizing an intricate network of tunnels and supply routes, including the Ho Chi Minh Trail. This made it difficult for U.S. forces to achieve decisive victories. Westmoreland's focus on body counts as a measure of success drew criticism, as it often failed to translate into meaningful progress in the war's ultimate objective, securing South Vietnam's stability and independence. The Tet Offensive of early 1968 marked a pivotal moment in Westmoreland's command. This coordinated series of attacks by North Vietnamese and Viet Cong forces against over 100 cities and military installations across South Vietnam initially caught U.S. and South Vietnamese forces by surprise. Although American and Allied forces ultimately repelled the offensive, inflicting heavy casualties on the attackers, the scale and intensity of the assault shocked the American public. The Tet Offensive exposed the vulnerability of U.S. positions and contradicted optimistic reports of progress, undermining support for the war and leading to widespread calls for de-escalation. Following the Tet Offensive, Westmoreland was reassigned as Chief of Staff of the United States Army, a position he held from 1968 to 1972. In this role, he focused on modernizing the Army and managing the transition to an all-volunteer force, a major shift necessitated by the growing unpopularity of the draft. His efforts to rebuild morale and restructure the Army were significant, though his legacy continued to be overshadowed by the controversies of the Vietnam War. After retiring from active duty, Westmoreland remained a vocal defender of his actions in Vietnam, arguing that the U.S. military had been denied the resources and political backing necessary to win the war. His 1976 memoir, A Soldier Reports, provided a detailed account of his experiences and perspectives. In the 1980s, he became embroiled in a libel suit against CBS over allegations that he had deliberately manipulated intelligence to present an overly optimistic picture of the war. The case was ultimately settled out of court, but it highlighted the enduring debates over his leadership and decision-making. Westmoreland's later years were spent in South Carolina, where he remained active in veterans affairs and public speaking. He passed away on July 18, 2005, at the age of 91, leaving behind a legacy that continues to provoke discussion and analysis. While some view him as a capable and determined leader placed in an unwinnable situation, others criticize his strategy and decision-making as emblematic of the flawed American approach to the Vietnam War. His career reflects the complexities of leadership in modern warfare and the profound impact of the Vietnam conflict on American military and political history.